If you thought that Trump must break up with something that would be something to watch, here's one that you probably never thought would happen. A business relationship that is breaking up pretty heavily with Tom Bodett and Motel 6. The relaxed baritone voice behind the "We'll Leave Light On" slogan for Motel 6 is leaving, or has left, or is having issues where he's suing the motel chain after nearly 40 years of partnership. The complaint was filed on June the 10th in federal court in Manhattan, claims that he cut ties in January when the chain, now owned by India-based OAO, missed a $1.2 million annual payment. Essentially, they reneged on the contract, so he stopped doing stuff for them. But despite the lapse in contract, Bodett alleges that the Motel 6 continue to use his name and voice and the reservation hotline. Essentially, you call them up, you still hear him speak. Maybe not on commercials, but he's still lost in the voicemail chain. He argues this infringes on his contractual rights and violates federal and trademark laws. The lawsuit seeks about $1.2 million that are owed to him in extra damages as well, and a portion of profits tied to his voice. Bodett says he attempted a private settlement to protect his legacy and the brand's reputation, but claims that Motel 6 responded with misrepresentations, obfuscations, word I always mess up, and delay tactics. Motel 6 has not issued a comment yet. They've had complaints, but comments not yet. The case names GC Hospitality LLC, which is Motel 6's parent, and others as defendants. The lawsuit is officially titled Bodett et al. V. G6 Hospitality LLC et al., just in case you wondered. And it's in the Southern District of New York where it's being held. At least it will be held if it goes to trial. Bodett not only built the Motel 6 voice entity, but arguably created it, reportedly ad-libbing the slogan back in 1986. The lawsuit highlights how voice actors and brand personalities can retain their own rights and usages beyond the changing hands of businesses. Now, this is something that has a double meaning right now. Number one, they're using his voice without his actual agreement to that, basically didn't pay the contract, and using it in a what we might see as a minor piece. The voicemail services, the things like that may not seem like as big as the commercials, but it's still his voice used in some likeness that should be changed. Second thing is, in this time and age, we're worried about AI taking over everything, especially as the Google VO3 is showing all these AI people talking about AI on themselves. Eventually, AI will be good enough to be good enough for fairly good and mediocre things. In that cases, less Tom Bodett's making less money in the future. Now, $1.2 million a year to do the voice of Motel 6, not bad scratch at all, but it's a gig that he earned over 40 years of being that voice for that company. Now, someone didn't pay him. They can blame the transfer of the ownership to one person or other and just missing it. They can do whatever they want to on that end. But once Bodett found out that his voice was being used in other places, that was a problem. It was a concern, and he has a right to complain about it and to sue. Will he win? We shall only see. Is this a big enough story to chat up? You let me know in the comments if you love you some Tom Bodett, love you some Motel 6, or think that this trial is something that is worthy of putting up there, or something we should worry less about and worry more about, I don't know, riots and troops in LA.